Now, some critics say his comments cross the line. Others say people just can't handle the truth. Tonight, in a rare, raw, and unfiltered conversation with Stephen A. Smith, he sits down with me and tells it all: politics, his feud with Joy Reid, and the talk that he may run for president of the United States.
You have to understand what you're dealing with, and when you understand what you're dealing with, you have to act accordingly.
Stephen A. Smith, ESPN superstar and one of the most powerful voices in media, isn't talking about the NBA or the Cowboys. Tonight he's sounding off on politics, and he's delivering a direct warning to Democrats. The party has lost its edge.
I've never seen somebody prepare for competition by ignoring their competitor. You pay attention to your competitor.
And on Capitol Hill, many say that's exactly the issue. With a divided House and slim Senate margins, Democrats have struggled to push key legislation forward. Supporters say they're fighting for voting rights, reproductive freedoms, and economic relief. But critics, including some of their own voters, say the party isn't fighting hard enough.
I am a black man that primarily has voted Democrat. I've only voted for one Republican in my entire life. I love my community, but last time I checked, I'm not going to be a monolithic thinking that there's one way to skin a cat.
But those comments set off a firestorm, including one of his hardest critics, MSNBC host Joy Reid, who accused Smith of, and I quote, getting paid by white audiences to say nasty things about black people.
I am not going to be somebody that somebody tells me how to think, what to think, how to feel, or anything like that. I do not roll like that. I have my own mind. I base it on facts and information, and most importantly, what I perceive to be will be in the best interest of my community. And if I think that things are happening that are to our detriment, I'm going to say so it can stop.
And when I asked him about his own words, the comments that he'd consider running for president, he didn't say no. At one point, you were talking about running for president, and then you walked it back. Where are you with that now?
I'm not interested in giving up my money. It's just that simple. You gotta give a lot of money. You gotta give a lot of money. I like my quality of life.
Okay.
I like my life, and I don't feel like I don't feel like making that kind of sacrifice. But I do keep the options open because I've been asked to, because you never know what God has planned for you. But I'm no politician, and there's many more people more qualified to me. Wes Moore out of Maryland, Josh Shapiro out of Pennsylvania, along with a bevy of others, of course. I think they're far more qualified than me. This is what they do for a living. But even they've asked me to keep my options open.
Smith, who recently signed a deal reportedly worth $100 million, is one of the highest paid voices in sports media. And while he says he loves his life, loves his platform, loves the power of his voice, he also says he's listening to the critics, listening to his community, and yes, listening to the calls for him to step into politics. In Birmingham, Ashanti Ford.